Once batteries and electric motors got good enough to move real weight at real speeds, it was only a matter of time before dirt bikes joined the party. That's exactly where electric dirt bikes come in, and one of the more interesting names throwing its hat into the ring right now is Bakcou. If Bakcou sounds familiar, that's because we've talked about them before. This crew has made a name for itself building tough, utility-focused electric bikes meant for the backcountry, not bike lanes. Hunters use them to haul gear and track game, anglers rely on them to reach remote spots, and plenty of off-grid explorers use them to get where trucks and ATVs just don't make sense. But this time around, Bakcou isn't just stretching the limits of an e-bike. They've gone full-on electric dirt bike with the X22. Naturally, that caught my attention, and honestly, the numbers alone are enough to make you pause. Sitting at the center of the X22 is a motor capable of pushing out up to 25,000 watts at peak. Because it's electric, torque is the real headline here, and Bakcou claims a massive 850 Newton-meters on tap. That's the kind of twist that snaps you forward before your brain has time to catch up. According to the specs, top speed comes in at 77 miles per hour, which firmly places this thing in private land-only territory. There's nothing suggesting the X22 is street legal, so think dirt parks, trails that allow it, and wide-open property where you can actually use what it offers without getting into trouble. Power is sent to the rear wheel through a CVT, which also includes a reverse gear. You basically pick your speed setting and let the bike do its thing. Bakcou even has video footage of YouTuber Brandon Price testing the X22 on his private dirt park, and it looks properly wild. Big jumps, wheelies, hard launches, the whole deal. Interestingly, they went in expecting something more hunting-oriented and walked away saying it felt like straight-up motocross. During that first ride, they saw speeds of around 68 miles per hour, with room left before the claimed top end. Acceleration is where things get truly serious, though. Bakcou lists 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 5 seconds. For context, that's the kind of acceleration you see from some genuinely fast sport bikes, so this is absolutely not something to mess around with or treat like a toy. Range is always the big question with electric rides, and while Bakcou doesn't list an official figure on the site, they've shared that up to 100 miles is possible under ideal conditions. Real-world riding will obviously knock that number down, especially if you're hammering the throttle and climbing hard terrain. But even then, it sounds like more than enough to have a very good day out. Recharge time is another pleasant surprise. The 73 amp-hour battery, running just under 84 volts, can be charged in about 2 hours. That's basically enough time to grab some food, take a breather, and head back out for another session. The frame itself is a mix of steel and aluminum, and once everything is bolted on, the X22 tips the scales at around 285 pounds. That's a bit heavier than a typical gas-powered dirt bike, but not shocking given the battery. One thing to note is that there's no traditional foot brake here, so braking works more like it does on an e-bike. Bakcou's hunting routes also show up at the back of the bike, where you'll find a modular rear rack system. It's there to carry gear, but it also makes the X22 surprisingly versatile for different types of rides beyond just ripping laps. I'll be honest, after seeing enough electric bikes over the years, the X22 did remind me of a few machines I've seen come out of China. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but one advantage here is that Bakcou is a US-based brand. That means no massive import headaches, easier support, and some solid discounts for military members, first responders, and educators that can knock well over $1,000 off the price. All things considered, the X22 looks like it has more than enough punch to justify a serious look, whether you're stepping into e-motos for the first time or adding something new to the garage. The best move, though, is to find a Bakcou dealer, see one in person, and get a feel for what this thing can really do. Ride safe out there.